Hey guys, so in today's video we are going to be talking about one of American Girl's many new releases, and that release is the AG sisters. We're basically going to be talking about the AG sisters, what they are, what they look like, and how I feel about them. There's a lot to unpack here, so yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Yeah, so we're just gonna get started basically just talking about AG sisters. So basically the AG sisters are American Girl's new like 14-inch doll line. So y'all might be wondering, so what about the Welly Wishers? Well, apparently, according to American Girl, they have said that they are not retiring the Welly Wishers, but the AG sisters are just kind of like an addition, which is weird to me, but we'll get to that. I guess the AG sisters are kind of meant to be like companion dolls. So like if you want your Truly Me to have a sibling, you can do that. Or if you just like the new dolls, you can just get one. I'm reading off of American Girl Wiki right now. So they're basically described as a line of all vinyl dolls released by American Girl in September 2025, like all their other most recent releases. They, like Welly Wishers, are designed to cover the span of elementary age children 4 and up who may be too young for handling the mainline 18-inch dolls, but feel too mature for the Bitty Baby line, which makes sense. It says the line is a lot more colorful and more grounded in realistic play than Welly Wishers, who shifted to a fantasy direction in 2021. I have been kind of recollecting as an adult since 2021, so when I came back to American Girl, I had no idea what Welly Wishers were. Needless to say, I was very confused. But I get that like the Welly Wishers are like a fantasy kind of line, like, you know, one of them has a dragon. And I get that, but I feel like they could have maybe revamped the Welly Wishers maybe instead of having this whole other line of 14-inch dolls, because apparently, since like I said, American Girl does not plan to, at least right now, retire the Welly Wishers, it just seems like too much to have two different 14-inch doll lines. I'm sure people are actually buying the Welly Wishers and stuff, but I feel like more people are more focused on the 18-inch dolls and maybe the Bitty Babies. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of what it seems like. Like whenever I go to the DC store, nobody's in the Welly Wisher area. They're either looking at the Bitty Babies or looking at the 18-inch dolls, at least when I've been there. So I don't know. I mean, is it really a good idea for them to have two different types of 14-inch dolls that look alike? We'll get to that. The AG sisters dolls are not, you know, obviously related to any of the other existing dolls. I mean, you can make them siblings with like the 18-inch dolls or even the Welly Wishers, I guess. But honestly, they look like the Welly Wishers. So they came out with 4 new main characters. So they have Francie, Josette, Leah, and Wesley. The dolls themselves are supposed to be 10 years old, which is kind of weird considering like the girl of the years, like the 18-inch dolls are supposed to be 10. We're making these dolls the same age as like the bigger dolls. Like I don't really know what's going on here. Dolls are made just like the Welly Wishers. The only difference, honestly, well, there's a few differences. One, they have like makeup, it looks like almost. So Welly Wishers are just, you know, plain face. Everybody knows what Welly Wishers look like, but if not, I'll put a picture right here of what the Welly Wishers look like and what the AG sisters look like on this side. Basically, to me, it just looks like the AG sisters have like makeup. They don't really look too much different than the Welly Wishers other than the makeup. The AG sisters have rooted hair. So instead of having wigs like the Welly Wishers do, they have rooted hair, which I have to see what they look like in person because I don't know about the rooted hair. I don't know. I'm so used to American Girl having wigs for the dolls. The fact that these dolls are rooted, it kind of reminds me of the Laura Ashley doll I had when I was a kid before I got American Girl dolls. She had rooted hair and it's just, I don't know, it's a completely different vibe, completely different feel. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. But again, I have to see them in person. I will say, the collections are cute. Like, obviously, they are more brightly colored than anything I would ever get. I don't really collect 14-inch dolls. My mom actually collects the Welly Wishers. As far as their collection goes, it's cute. It is very vibrant. They have, like, a little mini fridge. Kind of, honestly, what I would see them doing for the Welly Wishers. They have sleeping bags, and they have, you know, little accessories like that. They have like a little pet, of course, because, you know, every doll has to have a pet. And then they have like a little suitcase set, which is kind of cute. But why couldn't they do this with the Welly Wishers? Like, why couldn't they have revamped the Welly Wishers? Because again, these dolls kind of look like the Welly Wishers. Also, if kids like the AG sisters more than the Welly Wishers, well, obviously they're going to have to end up retiring the Welly Wishers anyway. Like, I thought that was kind of always the rumor that, like, oh, American Girl was going to retire the Welly Wishers because they're not doing as well anymore. I don't know. Why did they come out with a whole line and then say that they're not going to retire the Wellies, which we all know. American Girl has said many times that they're not going to retire something and then they silently retire it. So I feel like that's what's going to happen with the Welly Wishers, honestly. I'm going to basically like compare the ones that I honestly think kind of look alike. So we're going to start with Francie. First of all, this doll is adorable. I just want to say that. But I feel like she looks a lot like Emerson, but just like slightly older, and maybe it's because the makeup is making them look a little older. I mean, she's cute. She's a cute doll, but she gives Emerson grown-up vibes. This is really my first time like looking at these dolls like outside of AGIG. So it looks like, yeah, she does come with black hair with purple streaks. So they have colored hair. Okay. Next we have Josette. So if y'all don't think Josette looks like a slightly older Camille, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, she literally looks like Camille. I don't know, the stock photo of her is kind of giving, I don't know, she's creeping me out and I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it's the eyes, I don't know. But she has blonde hair with blue teal kind of streaks. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, they kind of look alike to me, so I'm like, why have both? I don't know. Next we have Leah. So she's, I think, the only one to me that doesn't really look like Ashlyn. I mean, maybe a little bit. Again, if Ashlyn like grew up like 2 or 3 years. But I think she's the only one that actually looks new, if that makes sense. Like, she has brown hair with pink highlights. And it looks like they all have earrings. It doesn't look like the earrings come out. Which is interesting. The last doll we have is Wesley. So to me, Wesley looks very similar to Kendall. She has kind of the same or similar kind of afro hair as Kendall, except instead of being in puffs, it's down, and then she has like little pink highlights here and there. I don't love how they did her highlights. It's just like 2 chunks. As someone with curly hair, I'm like, y'all could have done a little bit better. There's like a chunk here of pink, a chunk here of pink underneath, and then one random sprout of pink at the top. Like, why did they do that? I don't know. The other dolls seem kind of more cohesive, and I understand she has curly hair, but like that doesn't mean it has to be like splotchy like that. I don't know. Almost like she wasn't sure about dyeing her hair, so she's just like, oh, I'll do like the underneath, because like that's what, as a curly girl, that's what I did before I like dyed any of like the bottom half of my hair before I got it ombre like years ago. I did like a patch. This was in high school. I did a patch underneath to see if I liked the color first before doing like, you know, ombreing my hair. And that's what this is giving, to be fully honest with you. Not to say these dolls aren't cute, but like they literally just look like older, mature, slightly more mature versions of Welly Wishers. So basically those are the 4 dolls. They don't have an equivalent to Willa, which I thought was interesting. So like no redhead doll. I'm wondering why, because I'm gonna be honest, out of the Welly Wishers, I really do love Willa. I love her hair. I love that it's curly and red. Like, it's kind of disappointing, not that this is like my, you know, I don't collect these dolls, but it is kind of disappointing to like not have a redhead doll. What if there's a child with red hair, you know? It's like, oh, they don't see themselves. So I think that is the other thing that I would kind of wonder why they didn't include a redhead doll. Their meet outfits, honestly, I mean, it goes along with the target age. Honestly, not gonna roast their meet outfits because, I mean, they're supposed to be, what, 10 years old, and they're, you know, like the Welly Wishers. So I'm not going to roast their meat outfits. I mean, is it my cup of tea? No. But it's not meant to be. I'm interested in seeing how well these dolls do compared to the Welly Wishers. I mean, they are new, so of course, the new thing, like, people are going to gravitate towards them. I don't think I've seen, at least the people that I follow on AGIG, I don't think I've seen anybody really post them or that they bought the dolls, so I don't know what that means for the collectors, because I know there are some adult AG collectors who do have the Welly Wishers, so it'll be interesting for me to see like who's buying them, is anybody buying them? I definitely want to see them in person at some point. That was the end of that video. Make sure to comment down below how you guys feel about the dolls. Do you think they're gonna sell well? How do you feel about them having rooted hair instead of wigs? How do you feel about them existing while welly wishers are still existing? Definitely make sure to let me know, because I am very intrigued to see what you guys have to say about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date when I post a new video every Friday. And also make sure to follow me on my AGIG so you can see pictures of some of my dolls. And yeah, bye guys!